Good morning, PLC. It's nice to be here. These lights certainly are blinding. As you heard, it is an historic time. We're at a crossroads. We have the opportunity to elect 3 justices of a 7-justice Supreme Court. And integrity and honesty are extremely important concepts this year. As you know, we have seen a lot of impropriety and misconduct in our judges throughout the state of Pennsylvania, and that's very unfortunate. But the reason that we need to look critically at your candidates this year is because we need people with good values to restore the integrity and honesty to the court. Everyone stands up here and gives their resume, and unfortunately we don't have a lot of time in order to tell you everything that we've done and the reasons why we are qualified. But suffice to say, I've been an attorney for 24 years, and I haven't been a transactional attorney. From the moment I graduated from law school, I hit the ground running in the courtroom. I did insurance defense for almost a decade throughout 26 counties in Pennsylvania. And as a trial lawyer, you know directly the impact that the appellate court decisions have on you, your clients, and the community. After working in the civil realm for many years, I was approached and asked to be an assistant district attorney in a neighboring county, and I was very excited to take on that challenge. I authored the first child abuse protocol for Columbia County, and it was an effort to minimize trauma to child victims, particularly in sex assault cases. It was a very rewarding job, and I appreciated that opportunity. After I was done with that grant position, I returned to private practice and I opened my own business. And I was a small business owner for many years, doing, again, civil work. And then I had an unfortunate tragedy in my family. My father and my brother were killed by a reckless driver. And unfortunately, the person who killed them had connections in the county where the incident occurred. And surprisingly, to someone who's worked in the justice system and who was a prosecutor, she was not going to be charged. I realized at that point that there is not necessarily justice for all in our justice system. And I found myself seeking justice on behalf of my family. I hired my own accident reconstructionist. As an attorney, of course, I researched the law, and I went to the district attorney's office repeatedly until the woman was properly charged, and I'm pleased to say that she pleaded guilty and was sentenced for her actions. Now, I was asked an interesting question recently, and that is, were you seeking revenge? And my answer to that was no. I was seeking justice. The justice system is supposed to be blind. No one is supposed to be above the law. But unfortunately, in some instances, it depends on who you are, who you know, how much money you have, and it's not supposed to be that way. When I was approached a few years after the tragic death of my brother and my father and asked to run for district attorney, I realized that God was leading me in that direction. I felt that I was to use my talent and my experience in order to better our communities and better our Commonwealth. And so I took on the challenge of running for district attorney. And in a county which is pretty much split evenly between the parties, I won with 78% of the vote. And every day I go to work and I fight for justice for those in the criminal justice system. I fight to protect my community, and I fight to protect victims. Now, a new opportunity has arisen, that of running for the Supreme Court. And I was approached by several people who encouraged me to consider running. And I thought about it, and I prayed about it, and I thought, this is where God is leading me. The Supreme Court, interestingly enough, 65% of its docket is criminal cases. And so it's very important for you to look at the candidates and determine who has both the civil and the criminal law experience to make important decisions on a daily basis that will impact our communities. So I stand before you today, humbly asking for your support. I'm encouraged by the support I've received from my fellow district attorneys and many of the sheriffs throughout Pennsylvania, in addition to the Pennsylvania Pro-Life Federation. I am a strict constructionist. I firmly believe that judges should not legislate from the bench. I am pro-Second Amendment, pro-life, pro-business. So I ask you on May 19th to please consider casting your vote for me, Rebecca Warren, third on the Republican ballot, to ensure justice for all. Thank you.